Gemini, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. How are you all? No hat today. Let's get started. We're doing a reading for you for mid-June. Hope you enjoyed the full moon last night. Oh, so gorgeous. I think it was the lowest it's going to be for the next 20 years. So get out there, enjoy it. Burn away some of the things that you want to release. Write it down. Light it on fire, right? The very powerful, fiery full moon energies that we're under right now. You could feel like, it's been a little chaotic, frenetic. I heard this morning it could have been more of like an ADHD type of energy that you've been feeling this week. Just a lot going on, either internally or externally, or both for some of you. All right, Gemini, let's see. Are you enjoying Gemini season? Happy birthday to all you Geminis out there tuning in. I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Gemini. All right, let's see. What are the current, what's the energy? What's going on? Overall general energy for the rest of June. Ooh, okay, we have the Six of Pentacles. So it looks like when I see this card, I'm getting initially here, you being very generous with your time, energy, and resources with certain people in your life that feel, like they need you, or they depend on you, or they rely on you. And I think you're feeling good about giving. Let's see what else is surrounding you. Ooh, we have the Five of Swords with the Four of Cups, though. So accompanying this spirit of generosity, you could feel like you're hoping for a turnaround in a situation, Gemini, where at least the communication's cleared up and you can have a fair exchange with somebody where you're a little bit disappointed in something that happened with them. This could be anyone in your life. I feel like there is an opportunity to communicate. I'm not getting like real bad blood here. I'm getting an opportunity for forgiveness or to have a healing conversation after a fallout with someone in your life. You may have somebody that you need to have a conversation with, that it will improve things. Because you may have walked away from each other for a little bit of time. For some of you, 5 weeks, 5 days. I'm seeing a progression here too with 4, 5, and 6 with the numbers. So I think you've needed some space and time to sort through some words that were exchanged, and you're trying to stay hopeful and optimistic about resolving. I'm getting like you want to resolve it. It's kind of taking center stage for you, Gemini, at this time. Coming into this reading. Yeah, and I think what you've been doing. Yeah, I love this. The recent past, we have the Ace of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. So again, we have the Five of Swords in the overall general energy. We're seeing this really displayed here on how you're arriving in these energies. So in the recent past, you were trying to walk away maybe from a fight or a conflict, a disagreement, misunderstanding with someone, and find clarity and heal from it. I think what it does, whenever we go through incongruence or we'll call it discordance. Is that the word? I don't know. Big word here. Gemini, you probably like it. It gives you the opportunity to kind of look within and do some healing work. So you can get to your own truth, like a new truth about yourself or about the situation. And I think that you have figured out more about what you need when it comes to resolving conflict. Coming at it with clarity first and a more of a healed whole perspective. Almost like I feel like you kind of stood up for yourself in the recent past, and it was very healing for you. You may have had to tell someone some uncomfortable truth, whatever it was, and you need a little bit of a timeout. And since then, I think that you've been feeling better in general, because Queen of Wands is a powerful energy of glowing up. Now, if you want to take this in a bigger sense, beyond a certain situation, you've been doing a lot of work on yourself. And it's starting to really show because you're feeling more confident. You're feeling better. There's just a little hiccup here I'm seeing. I want to see the current energy. It's going to help a lot. Knight of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Wow. This is moving forward, but then holding back. Moving forward, then holding back. Want to be excited, but not sure if you should be excited. What's going to happen? Some of you are trying to make a big decision about someone in your life at this time. If it's best to hold back what you want to reveal. This is almost like, how much should I show my hand? Should I be honest about what I'm feeling? Because there is some sort of disappointment, maybe around the lack of someone providing something to you, information, or just not getting what you want in a situation. You may have had to express to someone, hey, I want this to be more fair and more balanced. And it was a good thing that you spoke up. I think that right now you could be in a period of time where you may be uncertain about what's going to happen next. We're going to get some clarity for you here, but we've got the near future. Ooh, we have the Judgment, the Death, and the High Priestess. Woo! Wow, Gemini. You're not messing around in the near future. This is a major life transformation. I mean, you're going through a powerful shift in your consciousness, in your mysticism, in your higher knowing. You could be leveling up with your spiritual gifts. Some of you are holding back from moving forward in love because you're going through something on the personal front. This is when you're like, I don't want to like start tangoing with others too deeply because I'm deepening in my sense of self. You may have had to resist going towards somebody because something fell off. You've done enough healing work to know what's going to match your frequency. What's at the bottom deck? Knight of Pentacles, Two of Wands. Yeah, you're all about personal satisfaction and fulfillment. Has to make sense for the new you. You are going through a powerful period of rebirth. I mean, Judgment. Ooh. I mean, this is, you could be feeling like you're coming out of a difficult time. And I mean, this is transformation at its best, you all. Spiritual transformation. No doubt. Maybe you don't even realize where you're heading here, but it's powerful. This is you awakening to a higher level of consciousness, heightened intuition, increased clairvoyance, increased inner knowing. You could be having wild dreams, I'm getting for some of you. I think you're in transition here. You're really trying to, it's like soaking up the day-to-day, focusing on you and your own fulfillment. I think that it's making you happy, the road ahead. You have a vision for the future, and I think you're making it happen. I think you're aligning. You had to go through some sort of shift to align with your vision for your life. And and what the shift required of you was to walk away from something because there were bigger and better opportunities. I'm going to tell you this, for some of you it applies. Throw it out if it doesn't resonate. But some of you started to go towards something that you were drawn to, a person, place, or thing, but it didn't feel quite aligned. And it was almost like too hard to make it align. And you said, you know what? I think I need to pull back and like reevaluate the situation. And somehow through this activity, it's like a false start or something that it's like starting the engine of a car and it not turning and you moving forward, and you're trying to keep turning the engine and it's not firing up. This is about a connection. It wasn't firing up to go places. And instead you're like, well, I don't want to let this prevent me from the transformation I'm going through. What it did is it acted as an accelerant because you had to stand up for your wants and needs. I think you're holding back from moving forward in something at this time, so you can really get clear about what you want. I want to get a few, that's just for some of you. Healing though has been paramount for you. These two came out. This is your manifestation energy for the rest of the month. Higher truth. Yeah. This is that sort of truth here that you've been carrying. The voice of truth. I trust and align with my higher truth. Releasing blocks. I am ready to turn my obstacles into stepping stones. Yeah. I feel like you know what you want when it comes to fair exchange, and something didn't give you that. And so I think you're still absorbing this, making sense of this, trying to understand it, like telling it, right? Metabolizing it. And I think you're holding back from moving forward in something because you're going through a personal transformation at this time. You need to give yourself a little time. If you've had a recent fight or a misunderstanding and you're trying to find clarity and there's been a block or a fork in the road, it's aligning you with what you want, right? Ultimately, everything is a mirror that we experience of what's going on internally. And I think you're realizing that this is putting you in a powerful position of change, of transformation. The power of love. Love radiates from me into the world. I think that you're going through a really beautiful experience of self-love here. Let's get some sweet love tea, because I don't know. Some of you, you're coming to this reading kind of confused about a love situation, about what to do. I don't want you to negotiate too much with having an attachment when it's not meeting your standards. All right, Gemini? Because you have a choice in love here with the Lovers. And Spirit is kind of saying, I mean, while it might be exciting, it might not be stable for you. It might not be exactly what you're looking for. I had a friend tell me last night, she said, you know, you have to get so clear on what you really want to call in. And if you have something show up and it doesn't align with that, are you strong enough to say no to it? Because you deserve to have what you want, not settle for something less than that. And I'm getting kind of that vibe here. Do you love yourself enough to see the higher truth, to release a block and move forward? Let's get some sweet love tea, though, around this. Empowered love. Harness your strength and love with confidence. I think you are putting on your charm. Some of you are trying to attract new people. And as you open up in your romantic life, you're coming through with a different perception of self. You're more empowered around your choices in love. Charm, solid, steady. I think that's what you're after. You want something solid that does not want to go back in. Tenderness. Having a gentle spirit and being able to care deeply. The real deal, good match. I think that you are trying to align with the best possible match for you. And it could be somebody that is at a distance, that requires travel. Plan ahead. Prepare for a rainy day and stay flexible. Adapt, foresight, and invest. I want one more. There's the plan ahead, okay? So when it comes to love, I think you're looking for something that you can make plans, that you feel like you have a future. You want it to be tender and you want to feel empowered in it. So if you're in a situation that doesn't display this, you have to see the truth. You may just be trying to slow down a situation that's brewing and making sure that it matches what you need, because you've been disappointed in people in the past. All right, let's now clarify. I'm getting a sense of reservation and withholding for a reason. The Fool, the Three of Cups. Nice. All right. Well, you're in a new beginning and you have a lot of support. I think there's been there's celebration going on. Well, why wouldn't it? It's your season. Let's see. The Sun. Okay. It's almost like, you know, a storm cloud came up and now the sun is coming out. We have the Sun with the Four Swords. I think that you actually, what I was talking about before, I think you're learning how to communicate better with people, Gemini. We have the Queen of Swords. This is like when we're like, have to speak up, you know, about what's best for us with others. And it's not easy. I think that's been hard for you. You may be somebody who avoids conflict, and then you sit and you ruminate and you think about it, and then it festers and it bothers you, when you should just speak up, get it out, right? Let it out. It's like, you don't hold it in. I'm getting that you're changing how you deal with friction. It could be with someone that you've been dealing with for a while, or it could be something new where there is a healing conversation that you're going to have in June here that I think you're going to be happy about, and you're going to clear up something with somebody. We have the Four of Swords twice here. So, and then we go into the Eight of Swords. So I would just be careful about not being honest about what you're thinking and feeling with others. I think that you have the opportunity to be really happy with the boundaries that you've set up for yourself. Some of you have walked away from something from the past, and it hasn't been easy. You've been healing from it. In other words, it's been you've been healing from something. As I said, that Three of Swords came out. You've been healing from heartache and trying to absolve yourself and heal something from a past situation. Yeah. I love this energy, because you're like, you know, I'm looking for a higher level commitment. I've dealt with some toxicity recently with the King of Wands. I'm holding back. I'm pausing. I'm considering my needs. I'm working on myself. I'm taking better care of my wants and needs. I'm healing, making peace with the past, and providing more stability and structure for my life to make these important changes. I like this, though, because you're so sturdy. You're so sturdy in being more empowered and loving yourself. This is a lot of inner child wound healing as well. Whenever I see the 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 6 of Cups, it's very much like I have more clarity now about my path because I'm breaking patterns and I'm more self-aware. Because something got stirred with somebody in your life that has been like a pattern on repeat, where you may have felt like you repeated a cycle a few times and you had a hard time walking away and letting go. It's in the letting go, right? And saying, I deserve more. That's where we find our empowerment. All right, let's keep going. Let's go into this. I also want to go back in. Hierophant, yeah. Spiritual truth. Higher knowledge. The lessons of an ending. 10 of Swords. 6 of Wands. You are rising above. This is when, hey, whatever this was, it didn't work out the way I wanted. But, I've learned so much about myself along the way, and I have higher wisdom because of it. This is also you not holding back from what you're passionate about. And some of you have this like love affair with like passionate purpose here around becoming a spiritual teacher, stepping into the limelight, having a platform, and almost like it's requiring you to kind of like shapeshift and shed old skin so you can have the confidence to step out into that arena and do it. I'm getting like a real big, like leveling up, just do it for the entire collective. Like we're all stepping into our higher truths, our higher callings, and we're shedding the old skin of playing small, of shrinking, of feeling like fear around persecution or judgment around our spiritual gifts. And so I see that you have been dealing with some sort of heartache and heartbreak from a past situation, but you're taking that. And again, I see this again and again in tarot as a theme. When you metabolize that, and you turn your pain into purpose, you rise to a level of success and triumph in your spiritual awareness, in your overall elevation of consciousness, in your divine calling, in your dharma, right? Working through the karmic patterns. And Gemini, I'm seeing like Spirit saying, don't hold back from doing what you love to do. You will succeed. You are stay committed to the truth and walk away from anything that makes you feel like you're not worthy of success. I think you're laying to rest a part of yourself that didn't feel successful, that felt small. And you're getting more accolades. This is like getting more attention from other people as a leader, as a teacher. And I'm also seeing you have a new level of wisdom and truth around what it takes to have a successful, healthy relationship. And when it's best to hold back from investing in something that isn't aligned, and when you're getting the green light to go forward. In the near future, you have this beautiful transformation happening here in your High Priestess. Yeah, you're coming out of separation. Some of you separation anxiety around feeling separate from self because you were in something that wasn't aligned with you. And when we do that, it just like, you just don't even feel right? There's something off. You can't put your finger on it, but then you realize, oh my God, I'm like not stepping into who I am in this situation. 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Whoa. Some of you are going through such a radical shift in your ability to create abundance that you are going to be astounded. This has great potential. Whatever you're doing, you have the Hierophant and the High Priestess here. You are aligning with a pathway of financial prosperity here with what you're building. Some of you, it is fame, fortune, long-term success. Stay committed to what you're building. It's almost like taking the bad crap, that engine not turning. Well, let me change the alternator. Let me change the engine. Let me change the carburetor. It's like you've changed out so much, which is basically you leveling up in all aspects of self. And now you're driving like, a Corvette. I don't know, just like, I don't know what you would consider, a luxury vehicle. That's not even a luxury vehicle, but I'm like, it's, you're going from like maybe a beaten down, downtrodden, way of living, to in perspective of self, to like the opposite, because we have the 10 of Pentacles with the 10 of Cups at the bottom. After, I think you're coming out of a period of feeling wounded and not trusting others in their ability to invest fairly. There was a lot of blocks. You had a crossroads recently. You held back. You've been releasing a lot of emotional baggage. I feel like you're being positioned on a new pathway where there are people that are going to be giving to you. You may even have an investor or someone who's giving you financial backing in a new project. And don't think the worst. Whenever we go through a series of unfortunate events or bad luck, get ready, because it means you're going to have some incredible luck around the corner. I think you're looking at your long-term success, and you're coming out of maybe a lack scarcity mindset. The scales are being balanced here. He's holding a scale. All right, let's go into, actually, at this point, I want to get an angel number frequency just to see. You're changing in profound ways, Gemini. And I think, some of you are getting like maybe an inheritance, or you're selling a home and you're getting more money than you thought. Some of you are going through a divorce and you're feeling like, okay, I'm going to be okay financially. It's almost like some of you could even be getting a windfall. It's life-changing because you have the death and the judgment and the high priestess. Some of you are getting funding for like a nonprofit, and you're going to be helping other people, because this is being of service, helping other people, even financially, helping people get back up again. Some of you work in the nonprofit sector. I'm getting that strongly. A very deep sense of altruism here, Gemini. Giving back to others, being of service. It's a very strong pathway for some of you. Taking chances. Ooh la la. When chances present themselves, seize them and do something out of the ordinary, whether in your professional or personal life. You will find success by welcoming creative impulses and having faith in your own abilities. Trust in chance and take risks on opportunities that could change your life for the better. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you have something coming in. It's a new opportunity, and you're going to take a chance. And it's about your knowledge, friendships. This could come by way of a friendship. Success, knowledge, freedom, optimism. All right, it's looking good. It's looking good. It does feel like a life-changing month for you. And then we have good times. 24/24. Leisure, rest. You have the Four of Swords twice here. Taking time off, going on a vacation, feeling loved, kindness, happiness, affection. You are worthy of affection, leisure, and pleasure. If you tell your family and friends how you feel, you'll find that you're on the same page and can work together effectively. Many people are rooting for you. If you spread love, it will find its way back to you multiplied. Yeah. Give to others. They will give back to you. I think that you are taking some time out. You could be enjoying time with family. This could just be holding back and just taking a leisurely approach here and aligning with just a beautiful vibe here. This is good times with family, especially when I see 2 10s like that. And again, it's hard for you. Maybe this person that you had a conflict with was a family member. And, once you express yourself fully, you can get on the same page. You have a tendency, I think, Gemini, I've seen this a lot, and especially in air signs, you have a hard time speaking up, especially when it's like uncomfortable, right? Oh, I'd rather not face that. I don't want to say anything, Let's not rock the boat. Ooh, we have the King of Wands. We have the Four of Cups. Ooh, the Devil. Okay. That situation I'm talking about here with the conflict and you healing something from the past. Some of you have somebody that you're still dealing with and it's not aligned with your long-term vision. Again, we started this reading out with, is this empowering you? Is there mutual affection and tenderness? Are you making beautiful plans for the future? Do you feel right? Do you feel settled inside? Does it feel harmonious? Do you feel like you can resolve your conflicts? Are you communicating? If this has to do with a person, there's been some unhealthiness. There's some sort of toxicity here in this connection, whether it's an off and on, push and pull, up and down. I'm feeling left out, but I'm giving to this anyway, and I can't let it go. You are looking at this, and I think you're taking, we have a Four of Cups in the overall general energy. We have a Four of Cups in what you don't see coming. And we have your happiness is on the line here, Gemini, around what you allow in and what you keep out. And I do see that there's something that you need to be careful of. If this isn't, some of you, this is a child in your life, okay? Because we have the Six of Cups in the past where you're really worried about the decisions they're making and you're kind of getting fired up about it. And it's like, you got to let them live their own lives. That's a side note for some of you. They've got it. They made their own choices. It's like, you can't rescue them from everything. All right. But for the most part, I feel what this is for a lot of you is, what are you passionate about, Gemini? Going after that, not letting your fears and doubts and insecurities get in the way. You can look down upon yourself, but I wouldn't suggest you do that, Gemini, because you have an opportunity coming in for good times, for leisure, for taking a chance. Your fulfillment matters. All right. This is taking a higher perspective in transition, taking your time with these changes. We have the heart chakra. You're doing a lot of alchemy around healing the heart. Okay. Something has hurt you. No doubt. I think you're trying to give to self, facing some disappointments in somebody. It could be around a commitment and a fight, and you are trying to keep your optimism high. I think at the end of the day, if you've been involved in something that just isn't right for you, isn't serving you, you're walking away from it in June, or you're continuing to turn your back to it. Because like I said, with the 2, 4 cups, that's the 8 of cups. That's saying, you know what? I deserve the best, the very best. We have heart chakra. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. Yeah. You've been going through a powerful portal of healing for you. And make sure you're resting. You're seeing the higher truth of a connection. There's been a block around love for you. I think that you know what you want. And I think that you're working on calling it in. And right now, it's all about your own happiness and fulfillment. We have alchemy too here. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allow the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. Like I said, what I was talking about, metabolizing pain into purpose. This is true alchemy. It's like when you are tilling your heart chakra after a pain, after a hurt, in a cycle with someone you were connected to, in some level of commitment, and you've been healing. And I think what you're aligning with is healing a rejection wound and keeping positive about the path forward. Because now it's more like you're leveling up and you're brimming with confidence and you're taking a chance in your personal ambition. You have faith in your own abilities, okay, Gemini? Let's get a Priestess of Light Oracle. What is the Priestess of Light Oracle for Geminis? Clairvoyance, which we have the High Priestess. What I say, stepping into your divine gifts, inspiration, interpretation, and trust. Then we have building your world, creation, expansion, and networking. Yeah, some of you are networking and you're making new connections here. You could be traveling. You could be going to workshops, retreats, business conferences. There's something around you rebuilding your life and stepping into what you want to do with greater purpose and finding a level. That success is very real, okay? Brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, personal power. Wow. All right. These all apply. I'm not sure. I think they're all very important, but we're only going to read one. If you have the Priestess of Light, you might want to read these 3. Take note of them, 45, 33, and 35. This is my new favorite deck for the summer. I'm going to be using this quite a bit personally. I pull a card a day. It's been on point. So you might want to, if you're thinking of getting a new deck for the summer, especially getting close to Lionsgate, as this has a lot of this lion energy, the Priestess of Light, highly recommend. All right. I'm getting a powerful pull to 3-3. It's a very high octave. You're building your world, creation, expansion, networking. Let's read this. So 35, 45, and 33, that's 9, 8, 9, and 33. So you're working on wrapping up a cycle where you really need to focus on the integration of your whole self and aligning with your greater abundance. And anything that's standing in the way of that, I think you're releasing it because you see the higher truth of something that you need to release. Okay. A priestess of the bees sits peacefully in the hollow of a tree, gathering the energy of the bees that fly around her and rest on her fingertips and third eye. She's surrounded by the honeycomb, and though her vision is turned inward, Her thoughts are focused on outer plans taking shape. The bee is one of nature's most industrious creatures, and this card foretells a time of great productivity and expansion for you. If you've been thinking about growing your business or creating an entirely new one, focus on those intentions now. Your dreams may also include composing music, writing, teaching, painting, cooking, or baking, which are all projects that build on ideas and produce nectar for the body, mind, and soul. They do require repeated attention and action, so take time to create a plan, set some goals, and bring both the creative and technical elements together. The bee is also a symbol of fertility, so the expansion foretold here may relate to family matters, a child or children on the way, new in-laws through marriage, or even reconnecting with distant friends or relatives are all ways that you may be expanding your personal network. On a practical level, this card could also indicate a career in architecture, design, or construction. It could also signify connections with people who do such work. You may even be building a new house or expanding your present one. The bees join together to assemble their hive structure and provide for their community, increasing value for all. Now is the perfect time for you to build the world you desire, so make your plans and set to work. The affirmation for the rest of June for you, Gemini, is, I have the power to create my world and prioritize the projects that I desire. As I continue to take action, my joy and fulfillment expand. All right. I want to get a final pull. I want to get some final advice for you. Yeah. Four of Swords, Knight of Cups. You've got healing love coming to you. Those of you who have been really healing from a past situation and you've been rebuilding your world and you've been increasing in your spiritual gifts, really honoring your own inner knowing. So that's the thing too, when we make choices and we disregard our gut instinct, you heal from that experience and then you're like, okay, I'm going to get so linked up with that intuition of mine that I'm going to make better decisions in the future. So I really only say yes to the things that I know will help me thrive, not just survive. Let's get some advice, Gemini. Wow. There you go. You're manifesting emotional fulfillment. Wow. I think a lot of you are manifesting deep, deep fulfillment with your family bonds, chosen family, blood family, whoever they are. And I think that there's some big opportunities for you coming in. You're coming out of some sort of crossroads where you've had to kind of hold and be in a holding pattern after a tower. You're allowing the wheel to turn. I think that a lot of you are grounding in new connections. You're doing the work. You're leveling up. You're investing in your happiness. I think there could be, for some of you, some toxicity that needs to be cleared up around a situation. But nonetheless, your advice here is when it comes to your manifestation, make healthy choices. Make choices that promote your greater well-being, satisfaction, harmony, and happiness. Life is a series of choices, and I think that you're learning the higher truth around your path and what it means to say no, to protect your energy, and what it means to say yes. And you could be evaluating lots of connections, walking away from some, letting new ones in. It seems to be the theme of the year. So just know that you have an endless supply, an infinite supply with the Magician for happiness. And it's a choice. So choose happiness at the end of the day, Gemini, no matter what you're dealing with. You are increasing in your clairvoyance. You are shifting your beliefs, but ultimately you are recreating and building a new world for yourself. So expand, network. I think that you're after greater prosperity for yourself. For some of you, love is a little bit on the back burner because you're going through a powerful shift of healing from a past situation. All right. And I think those are the most profound, our times of being single, one of the most profound times you could ever experience. So it's a gift, as you would not be single forever. Some of you choose that. And I think that's beautiful. You're self-partnered. Doesn't really matter. I think for you, do what makes you happy. That's ultimately what I feel this reading is telling you. You need to trust yourself enough to do what makes you happy. Okay, Gemini? And happy birthday once again. Take care. Namaste.